Really
I have a life, Pete. I have a life. You're so mad at me right now.
I am.
He's trying to guilt me into commenting the
No,
money
I'm
match.
not trying to guilt you.
This is the
I
worst.
think it's really cool that we have guys who will at least talk smack enough to do cool stuff like that, like in the scene. The scene needs, you know, wrestling-esque stuff like that, I think, sometimes, just to shake it up a little bit. But meanwhile, we still got Grands, and we are here, game 1. Earl getting through winner's side of Grand, so ATATA's going to have to win 2 sets if he wants to take home this ignition. Otherwise, Earl only has to win this one best of 5. So starting with the Chrom. I'm not sure if he went Lucina or not, but I feel like Chrom would be the choice against Ness for many, many, many reasons.
So we were talking about Bowser's damage potential. Okay.
Oh, he caught him.
Nice.
Earl playing well today.
Earl hit ATATA 13 times that stock. And by hitting him 13 times, he did 140 damage and killed him.
Pretty good.
Damage output from Chrom, man. Oh, jeez. It's nuts. He hit him like 3 times and he was at 50.
Yeah, it's not like he's hitting him with smash attacks. It was like jab, fair, and that did an average of 17 damage per hit.
It was like 2 nairs and a fair near 50. And just all of a sudden, this Ness is getting slapped. And you did that.
Wow.
Earl is playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, Earl is playing amazing.
That's like when you know Ned and JJ were at the top of their game in Smash 4 is when they would intentionally just run off and footstool. Remember those days?
I loved those days. But I'll never forget the Akira footstooling Ned in the Sheik Ditto at the, I think it was the first Smash Fest, when that was supposed to be Ned's breakout tournament, and Akira just showed up from Wisconsin. We hadn't seen him in a while. Drove down after work. It was just like, hey, by the way, I'm still really good.
Shoutouts to Akira, and shoutouts to us for showing our darn age here. It's Smash Ultimate, baby. We're talking about like 2016 tournament.
Hey, it was cool back then.
It was cool back then,
Earl
you're right.
is going to get caught by that.
That was pretty cool.
I mean, you got no option there as Chrom, because you're not going to make it back unless you do the air dodge and the max distance up B. You have no choice. So if you can time it. Ness gets a lot of that stuff against Wolf's recoveries as well.
Okay, just grab him right out of the down smash. I did not expect that. But you know what? That's why Earl's here. That's why I'm just commentating.
Yeah, I mean, Earl gets the privilege right now of playing Chrom, who is essentially a melee character in Ultimate.
Kill him, yeah.
The engine, and that's why he is that, because he can also just die because you hit him once near the ledge.
Earl had to go for the suicide. He had to go for it. That was his only option in that spot when you lose all your jumps, all that, etc.
Now, ATATA has a pretty solid track record, I believe, against Earl in his, like, over the course of time. Not today, specifically, because obviously Earl won to knock ATATA into losers during the finals. But with all the momentum Earl had at the beginning of this set, that is not the way you wanted to end that game.
Yeah, you slipped off the side and air dodge, and that's just all that ATATA needs to take advantage of it. That spike from Ness, again, not exactly easy to hit. I've seen that just kind of flaccidly flail away and knock someone to the right side.
Its soft spot is almost the same size as its hard hit. Honestly, you have to space it very, very well. Although, man, is that a satisfying move. That might be the most satisfying move in all of Smash Ultimate, is when you hit a Ness Dare. So ATATA's going to take game 1 here in this best of 5, looking for his vengeance from the earlier set.
I do believe the first set went to game 5. Can production correct me on that? All right, they're double checking. But anyway, we're back to Smashville, and I was just reminded during that last game how ridiculous the starting knockback on Ness's forward throw still is, and how I'm so happy we don't have hazards on this stage.
Yeah, so hazards on Smashville, a lot of people are, you'll still hear this every now and again, like, oh, I wish we could have hazards on just for Smashville. You think you wish that until you really look at some of the fixed knockbacks of characters in this game on certain moves. There would be so many taken stocks at 0% on this stage if that platform moved. And this is not a large stage. This is the smallest stage we have, and you want a platform that moves right to the edge for you. No one truly wants it. They think they do. They want Smash 4 Smashville.
Right.
That's not what it would be if the hazard stayed on.
Either way, Earl playing a character who would absolutely take advantage of that hazard on Smashville, and Chrom taking a lead anyway, using that small stage, using the eruption on the left side to take a stock, and trying to rock it, but
baseball bad.
The home run derby was on Monday, and it was pretty lit. But
it was. And they flew away just like that. All those home runs.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Didn't win.
Didn't win, but he was nuts. Speaking of home run swings, though.
Speaking of not winning, that forward smash not killing him. Kind of unfortunate. Like, when you get that hard read with Chrom, you need to take a stock there against characters like Ness that can just do turnaround stuff to you, where he fared him once and it just turned into this absurd edge guard, and it wound up just taking the stock straight. That was a stone 0 to death heavy edge guard. That all came out of Chrom's forward smash not killing on the hard read at 100 on the smallest stage. Oh, and the counter not going to work, but also going to work.
It shortened his PK Thunder, I think.
It did. It shortens it by half, I believe. So very wise.
Shorten it that much in this game?
Yes, it does. Which,
hell,
you know what? If that's what he was going for, was very wise. But if he was trying to counter and mistimed it, then we take those. Either way, beneficial for Earl. So now we'll go to last stock in this game too.
In a better position than he was in the last stock at game 1, although he had a bigger lead he's already dropped, or had already dropped at this time in that game. Now he's thrown off the stage once more, and this is where it's tough to get back, but okay, good coverage on the part of ATATA regardless.
Yeah, that back throw not quite going to kill. Gonna throw out the yo-yo, Earl ready for it. Oh, he didn't get jump out the up air. He goes for that a lot. A lot of Chroms, when you catch him and you bounce him, you can just jump off ledge into up air, and if they don't like air dodge or DI away as that up B lands on the ground, you get the free confirm. I think.
Interesting.
It always looks like you do, because I see Chroms do that all the time.
But playing a little conservative here on this ledge trap is EarlofM. He doesn't want to like go off stage and just lose in one of the crazy scramble situation like we've seen a couple times now. As soon as I say that, he just kind of dips down low to relieve some pressure.
I feel like that was an accident. Like, he didn't mean to go off stage. It's been happening a lot. And ATATA's really good at dealing with Chrom recovery, I've realized over time. When he gets into a rhythm, he can just hit the PK fire on the Chrom up B like every time, which is just awful for Chrom.
You got to be good at that timing, otherwise you're going to pay the price, right? You take advantage of the character's weakness. It's super important in this game. Especially when Chrom has so many great strengths.
Earl is not wanting to go for it. That may cost him. And yep, that forward air going to take the stock. 2-0 lead for ATATA.
They both really slowed down the pace of that last game, right? Or on that last stock specifically. Like, they were both playing very patient in the corner situations, trying to use every single option they can to sneak out of it. But it is going to be ATATA here who takes the game. 2-0 lead for himself as he tries to reset this bracket and win another ignition for himself.
All right, are we going to see Lucina? We're not going to see Lucina. We may see a set 2 Lucina. I'm not really sure. I know that Earl would prefer if he could just play Marth and Lucina, but Chrom is just kind of his default backup, like, I'm going to play this character because it just feels like it's going to be better than the other two.
I think his Chrom is just more practiced at this point. He's going to stick with it.
Which would make sense. Although when he's starting to feel a little down on himself, we'll see him switch, which I guess in terms of like sorties, it's not as big of a like drastic change if you went from like, you know, like your Joker or whatever, like a heavy.
And he has the set to give, so he's been getting gimped a bunch, and I feel like that's like one of those telling points of maybe I should think about swapping is when I'm getting gimped constantly. When someone is taking advantage of that weakness of Chrom as proficiently as ATATA has been in this first set, that's when you might think about the Lucina. But already an answer right back. Forward smash as an anti-air is a hell of a drug here for Chrom.
Hell of a drug. Dude, Chrom down tilt is like an actual gateway drug.
It is.
Like, yeah, that move is so good.
Yoshi wishes he had Chrom's down tilt.
We've played every game on Smash Bros, haven't we?
I think both players love this stage. So.
Yeah, I understand why Chrom does, and I guess I also understand why Ness back throwing you at 90 to kill you is also pretty good. Oh, he went for the nair. He wasn't sure on the distance for the nair.
Yeah, that was not as calculated of an edge guard attempt as we've seen sometimes from ATATA. On the sword saved him, but then the get-up attack got eaten up by the fire.
That's the Richter Belmont setup. Fire into smash attack.
Taking some pages from the Frosty book. ATATA looking clean so far in Game 3.
Yeah, ATATA's looked very good. He's been getting excellent conversions whenever he catches Chrom. But the weird thing about this matchup is whenever I feel like one of the characters has like this strong presence and they're way ahead, they'll slip for like a frame or a move that just will barely not hit, and they'll get juggled and die immediately for it. Which is kind of crazy. Everyone who I feel like between the two of them has been up just is not in that situation. Wow, Earl going deep.
Dipping down low. And I feel like some of these just uppies out of shield, like the easy punishes, I think is what Earl needs in this spot.
Oh boy. And here it is, exactly what I talked about with the TK fires. He's really good at timing those. Now Earl in a bad spot. Opts for the PK Thunder. Gets a ton of damage. So now, yeah, Nair was live and back throw were live for sure. So both situations where Earl's not going to get out of that. And the reset is here. So we are going to go to set 2 of Grands as ATATA gets the 3-0 on Earl as revenge for earlier on. And these guys will go to their rubber match for the whole darn thing.
And because of the speed of the previous matches, we're actually here pretty early. Usually when there's a bracket reset, I'm like, oh man, it's 1 in the morning. This sucks. But, you know, yeah, it's really early so far.
We had 108 or 9 when we've been getting about 130. So we had the few less people and the fact that we had all the setups.
Oh, yeah. More setups always helps.
Yeah, Earl's sitting here like, hey, I had a big win today.
Earl don't feel too bad about losing. He already took the set.
Are we seeing a Lucina at some point, or is this just Chrom in this matchup?
Earl says ATATA has a sword. It's a swordy versus swordy matchup.
No, that's true. Ness's disjoints are legitimately a sword.
Ness's fair outranged Lucina's fair?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Hello?
No, it didn't.
It did not.
No, you stop that right now. It did not outrange it in Smash 4.
He's faster. Oh, his arm moves further on the sword swings?
Yeah. Yeah, they have the arc and the disjoint that works better.
And again, the fact that
I figured it would be for the
helps.
recovery, if anything. Like, Chrom recovery against Ness, with its ATATA specifically, feels rough. Oh. I see. Okay, well, that makes sense. Interesting. Okay, so Lucina's recovery is not nearly as good as I thought it was.
Versus Ness, anyway.
Versus Ness, specifically. It's really nice seeing Ness the complete character. Not Ness the, hey, we didn't finish this in Melee, or the Ness, hey, we made Rosa really good, so LOL, you don't get to play the game.
Also, Renai was here for a while. Remember when your recovery was in my pocket?
Yeah.
Good times. Good times. So it's going to be Chrom all the way as the result of that conversation we had with Earl as he goes into Grand Final Set 2. It was a 3-0, kind of a schlap on the part of ATATA, but he's playing so good today that even, again, taking a set off of ATATA in any context should feel like at least some kind of victory here. And so Earl not going to feel too bad if he does lose this tournament, but it is still within his grasp.
Yeah, that is what Earl was saying a moment ago, was that, you know, hey, I beat number 2 on the PR. With the most recent PR coming out earlier this week. ATATA climbing higher than he has ever climbed before, and well-earned, well-deserved. He's been beating up on Chicago for pretty much the entirety of 2019, pretty fluently.
I think ATATA peaked at 3rd on a PR in Smash 4.
The very last one.
Very last
on the very last one.
So there you have it. That was his highest PR ranking. He was also, I believe, top 5 at one other point in time, or maybe like 6th.
He may have been. I know he was top 10 for sure. Outside of that, so yeah,
I'm thinking of that season where he beat Ned at that House of Pain. Remember that one?
Yes.
Way back when.
He also beat him at an Ignition that same season at that time. But now, obviously, everything is shifted because his character is actually good now. So now he has this opportunity to be like, hey, I can compete with the rest of you guys. He spent an entire Smash 4 career losing to Bayos and Clouds and Roses.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's Smash 4 careers.
Right. But this game is just much more well-rounded, just like Ness's capability. And some of the sword characters. Like Chrom, I feel like, has to be the most well-rounded of the swordies, right? Like the most
He's dead, right? He's super
he's not dead.
Oh, that coverage was so good, but... Ooh! okay.
Oh, okay.
That's such a scramble.
What is happening here?
That was nuts.
I don't want this to get lost, though.
See, he's dead. I said it. I called it 10 seconds ago. He's dead.
It was super cool, though, that conversion he had. Although the side magnet, the back air, I feel like you could have just forward smashed him.
I thought he was going to go for tipper baseball bat. But
Earl was not DIing out of that fire at the time. So that very well could have just been the dinger. But we got the cool option.
Side magnet bear is always cool.
Always cheer for the cool option.
Yeah. Anytime you see wave bounce side magnet bear out of the fire, I'm like that. Yeah. Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up from me in the commentary corner. And now I do. Or is Earl thinking about it switching? No. He's sticking to those guns as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, he gave multiple.
Ride or die on this Chrom.
It makes sense. He gave multiple reasons why Lucino doesn't work. It's too bad Marth isn't the answer. Remember when Marth was good?
Pour a big glass out for perfect pivoting, my friend.
Yeah.
Pour a big glass.
All right, so it's ATATA going to make his way back on the stage as Earl had that really quick and evident fast start. These guys, this has just kind of turned into a slugfest. Like, each of these guys knows that if they catch the other one with their, like, short hop aerial or their hard lead, that, you know, they're going to hit him with, you know, 40 damage, 50 damage, get him off stage, put him into a horrid position. So they just keep throwing out haymakers between the two of them. There's been no chill between these guys. There's no camping, there's no runaway. Although we are on Stadium for the first time, I believe, just in the set.
Yeah, it was all Smashville in set 1, and then Smash for the start, game 1 of this reset. So since we've gotten to the loser or the grand final side of things, this is the first time we switched the stage.
I'm not sure I would want to give Ness more room to run around.
You don't want to give Chrom room to run around. Chrom has so much speed on the ground that you can just get all over the place and really control the tempo here.
Which is absolutely what's happening throughout this game. But I stand by what I said. The way that Ness has been playing the last couple of games. You know, to be fair, Earl was in a precarious position.
You can take that room on the stage, allotted to you by this stage, and just kind of ice out Ness. On a stage like Smashville, it feels like sometimes you can just be always comboed by Ness, right? Because you're just always in his effective bubble. And with a little bit more room to breathe, that's the kind of thing you can take advantage of here. So I definitely agree with this pick as Earl. Although he did eat just a whole bowl of that standard B. PK flash over on the right side. Doesn't seem to be slowing down Earl at all, though, as he's got 106% to his trouble. And okay.
Wow, all right. Hard read with the forward smash, something that Earl desperately needed to get the momentum in his face.
I never saw that before. The freeze frame face that Ness makes when he dies.
Yeah, with the wide open mouth and the eyes exploding.
They're just pupils, man.
Yeah.
They're just pupils.
It's great.
Holy, okay, that was so funny. It's one of those moments where it's like, freeze frame, record scratch. You're probably wondering how I got into this situation right now. God, that's so funny. He's a cartoon character, but all right. Going back to, oh no, this is Town and City now on the part of EarlofM. That's going to be his counter pick. Another stage with a lot of room, but sometimes it'll be Final Destination. I think that's the play here that ATATA's going for.
If Earl was down 2-0, I would have called for Incineroar. That's the world we would have lived in. Earl bust out the big cat wrestler.
2, 1, go!
All right, game 3, going to Town and City. So we actually are like super counter picking. These guys are putting their all into this one, which is always good. Another fast start for Earl. That up B does so much damage. He hit him with like a fair and 2 up Bs, and that's at 62%. That is actually an absurd amount.
Up B's like frame 8 or 9 out of shield. It's really fast out of shield. And it does 29%.
That's so much.
27? I might be wrong. Oh, the bounce!
All right.
That was so tricky, but somehow Earl wasn't fooled by it. I got hit by that. If I was playing right now, I got totally hit. I was dead.
No way I did. I would have rolled away, though, so he wouldn't have done the second one. He would have just been like,
I
okay.
would have rolled away now. It's fine.
What a guy.
I will stop commentating while holding my nose.
All right, hitting the side magnet back here.
Can we talk about that? Ness just like teleported to the top of the stage by getting hit by that really weird downward hit from the Chrom up B. There was no knockback bubble or nothing. That was weird.
He didn't grab ledge. He wasn't quite close enough. He does that so much that I feel like he always thinks he's close enough to do the up B, like hit it into something, but Ness will snap magnet hand it anyway. And in that particular instance, he was just too far to the left.
Chrom getting hit out of an up B once more. No options from that recovery, but he doesn't seem too slowed down by it as he's got Ness in this corner. And just get off of me once more. Look how much damage it does.
Oh, wow. He is caught in a bad spot, but Chrom's up B can armor through and punish a lot of moves.
It has armor on the rising and falling part. Well, definitely rising part. I think also the falling part, but not at the top. So that's why you see ATATA trying to take advantage of things like the PK flash and the spikes that we've seen a couple of times now. Oh!
Wow!
He turned that around.
Pivot F smash, and that had to be roughly frame perfect, to be honest.
He ran around out of dash and caught ATATA sleeping on it. Ooh, nice air dodge there in a really tricky spot to try and get back to the ledge, but ATATA covering as well as anyone could. Even game.
Yeah, the slugfest continues. Up air out of the fair attempt on down throw. But every time Earl does something to get away from it, ATATA somehow seems to continue the combo in a different way. And this is not good. You do not want to be on FD in any way, shape, or form against the Ness. Not in this game. And right now, the way the Town and City's platforms are going, this is actually a really not good scenario for Earl. He gets the up B to put Ness to a reasonable percentage. Oh, wow, good parry.
Now Earl has all the control of the stage he can. If he can just ledge trap this Ness through the FD portion, he'll be in great shape. Like, there's nowhere for Ness to run from this corner right now. But the dash attack just lasts barely long enough to break out.
Oh, he gets the counter, and he went the other way. That was strange. Although, back air at that percent, that counter, I think, is killing in any direction. In every universe, that's a detonation.
Yeah. I have not seen Earl ever use a counter on stage until just now.
You know what? If you're going to do it, this is the right time to do it.
Yeah, save that. That's one of those little gimmicks that is enough to earn you a game victory here in Grand Finals versus the second best player in Chicago. So,
I mean, that's.
And I don't say gimmick disparagingly. I mean it like.
No, you keep those options in your back pocket. Your opponent doesn't get to think about it.
It's the Mewtwo King loop, right? Where sometimes the most optimal option is the very least most optional option, because then you're so unexpected that no one gets you.
AKA the Sheik Chain.
Yes, the Sheik Chain.
All right, so Earl not starting out nearly as hot this game as he has the previous ones. ATATA running him up and downtown, not letting him recover, catching the second up air, and now you're going to be at a stock deficit. Although
we call that a 7.1% to death in the industry.
And ATATA's got to pull out every trick just like Earl is doing, because now he's fighting for his tournament life. This is the time.
Slowing things down a little bit now is Earl, as he needs to. Ooh, I thought the delay would fool ATATA, but he's not dropping the shield anytime soon.
Oh, he went for the down smash, but it just still wasn't quite quick enough. The end lag that Ness has on those things just isn't, and that's the dead Chrom. Yeah, ATATA running away with this particular game. It's looking like we're very likely going to have a Game 5.
We might just see a bunch of high-risk plays come out from Earl. He's not going to really want to show too much of his, too many of the cards in his back pocket until Game 5. So he just might go for some really big gambits here, see if it's enough to even out a game.
Yeah, this is where you would test, like, right now, run off dare or some crazy thing.
Yeah. Of course, that's not very high risk. Jab back air, nailing the combo.
Yeah, that was all Chrom bread and butter stuff that ATATA has done a really good job playing around, but now all of a sudden, this lead doesn't look nearly as big as it did a moment ago just because of that. Chrom bread and butter stuff could turn a game around.
That's true.
So fast.
I've seen Shoyo James make some ridiculous comebacks with this character. Because again, that F smash will just KO at an incredible percent if you catch someone at the corner.
Oh, that look in the wrong direction on accident. Earl throwing out a missed input. And ATATA capitalizing in what won't be a stop, but almost was.
I actually thought that Earl might go for that sliding platform on the left of town, but instead confident in the recovery and knowing that I think ATATA was going to go high there as well, try and cover. This is going to show sparks, but I don't think that was even close to killing. This one should.
That would be. Now, the back throw needed probably, he had no rage.
He needed like 6 to 8% more, I think.
Maybe a little more than that even. That's a 120. Chrom's not that light. All right, so we are going to get a game 5, which I think was expected.
And Earl didn't really show any crazy strategies that, or habits, I think, that can be super capitalized on. The recoveries were still very solid on his part, and he does get his counter pick, so you can pick into a stage that might help out your recovery or pick into a stage that might put Ness in more disadvantage when you can put him in the corner. We saw how effective Stadium was for him, where he just had so much room to run around.
Well, we'll see what Earl's counter pick is going to be.
Last game of the tournament, regardless, guys. This is going to be for every single marble. No marbles will be left on this table, which I think that's how marbles work, right? When was the last time you played marbles, Jacob? Years ago, yeah. When was the last time you played marbles, Pete?
Marbles?
Marbles.
Yeah. Like the little game.
The little metal balls. Yeah,
never?
that one. You've never played marbles?
I didn't play.
Dude,
like, that would be what?
No, marbles. As in, for all the marbles. How many people use that phrase, this is for all the marbles, and then have no idea what the heck a marble is?
I mean, they know what a marble is. A lot of people don't use that phrase.
You know what the last time you played marbles was Marble Blast Ultra.
That's true.
That game was awesome.
I played Marble Madness. That game was also sick. All right, so game 5, we're going to Lilac. Love the pick for all the reasons of Ness can't complete the bump off of the Lilac ship nearly as easily. And he actually has to do a lot more to recover than maybe he should on a stage like this.
This is a jam. I don't have the song unlocked on my Switch. This song is awesome.
Oh, this is the up, goes for the forward tilt. Up tilt was a guarantee, but the forward tilt would have confirmed it was something much greater. All right. Earl able to sneak through a couple of these edge guards. The slope perhaps throwing off ATATA just a little bit. That little bit could be all you need.
Oh, and the slope ruined the jab lock. But then you ran right into a back throw, and of course that's going to cost you. And Earl showing a little bit of emotion in his face as he knows he fell for that. One of the classic blunders, right?
Yeah, the classic blunder. Ness grab me. Classic blunder.
So we're just trying to slow things down a little bit as Earl is kind of fighting for space on Lilac.
Oh, just barely missing. I'm not sure if that works on Lilac either. This is going to be all a game of like stone cold fundamentals. And he is going to finally get an up B spike at the best possible time, keeping this game as even as possible.
That move is very, very silly in the way it operates. But you know what? Earl's going to take that, and he's going to try to run away with a couple of early strings here to get 30% onto this ATATA, but now he's getting juggled once more. Mixing up into this center platform, which has just been really helpful to aid Earl in landing.
Oh, he catches him with the Thunder, too. I don't think Earl was expecting to get popped by that. And when you push people up, Ness can follow up on that really, really easily, actually. So ATATA going to get the full-on confirm out of it. And now on this last stock, looking to put it away with something insane. Couldn't quite catch him with the forward air. But now Earl fighting an uphill battle.
Looking for a couple of down tilts, which is such a good offense starter for Chrom. Trying to put Ness in this corner, but Ness just gets out of there with a rising forward air. One of the classics once again.
I like what is in Earl's head because the delay from the counter was also incredibly helpful. Can't get the neutral beat. ATATA going for the rising fair once again. Earl able to shield it. Neither one of these guys can seem to get a foothold. Another up air like that, though, will kill. And Earl air dodging to the ground, knowing that ATATA's already taken one stock up air in the last set or two.
Jumping out of the corner. Earl is on borrowed time right now. Look at this. Look at that 115% versus a Ness. Ness has so many effective ways to kill at this percent from anywhere on this stage. So Earl needs to play basically perfectly if he wants to win this tournament from this position.
Ooh, that Tilt not what he's looking for. Back air still not going to kill Ness. And that, yep, there it is, the falling up air. Not quite going to take the stock, though. Earl is going to survive, but not going to survive that back air, as that's going to delete him. And ATATA going to take down Ignition number 190. And another one for the Ness kid.
Yeah, a couple of Game 5 situations versus Earl, where Earl took the first one in Winners Finals, got whacked in the reset bracket, and then down to Game 5. Not last stock quite there between both those players in the Game 5, but really competitive set nonetheless, and they're talking about it. Earl playing great recently. I love to see him getting all the way to second place when he was seated like third, right?
Today?
Yeah,
that sounds right. I think he was third. And quite honestly, taking a set off ATATA today, that holds so much more weight than it ever used to in the past, now that ATATA's, top 2, top 3 in Chicago. He's just been on this incredible tear as he takes down another Ignition. Playing incredibly well. His little name that he uses in-game, the Champ. Optimal choice when you're going to win a tournament. So he's going to take it over. EarlofM taking second place. Seabass making a crazy run with Bowser, beating not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 PR players en route to a nice run to a loser's finals appearance and a third place finish.
Played